I'm stupid. I can design things. I have a 3D printer. Then coronavirus comes along, and most of us are stuck at home, and there isn't a thing we can do about it. Well, that's wrong. I think we can do a thing about it, something at least. While I'm at home, I could just do something about it by printing a mask. I can just start designing one. So I had this face downloaded somewhere, and you can just put it together yourself. So I started out with this, extrude, and then just put some acrylic sheet on top of it, like this one. Just bend it around, and then just make holes on the bottom where you can just install some filters or something, and that would be that. And then maybe a bit of rubber on the edge here. And then a friend of mine came by and he said, well, this kind of looks like a snorkel mask. And I have to admit that was a brilliant idea. So basically, I don't need to do this. I can just buy a snorkel mask and then just replace the snorkel part with a filter or something. So we went looking online for a design of this snorkel mask or anything that could be used to 3D print an attachment, and we came up with this thing. So this is basically designed by a doctor in Italy, and I'll see if I can find the link for in the description. And this design has been used in Italy for breathing machines. These connect to tubes where the oxygen supply is connected to the mask, and these are being used in hospitals out there. It's a genius idea. But I thought, well, okay, I just need, well, mostly this part only. This part. This is basically all we need. So I could print this, and it's not really, it's a bit messy. I should clean it up first. And well, main issue right now would be to have a filter. And that brought me to the idea of vacuum cleaner bags. So I got these, pretty big, antibacterial, made in Germany. Well, that's a good sign, I think. Anyway, if you just cut out a small patch, yeah, it's gonna be hard to breathe too, especially if you work 10 hours with a mask or something. We need to increase the surface area. And this friend of mine that comes to visit and me, we always have a bit of heated discussions about things when we're trying to solve problems. I think that's good though. In this case, the term oil filter came to mind, which is a circular shape, a cylindrical shape with harmonica folds in it. Anyway, it doesn't matter all that much, but that would increase the surface area. And it also needs to be able to, you need to be able to fabricate it yourself, so you don't need to rely on a supplier. So yeah, let's try that. Really, when this friend of mine get together and me, we always come up with the craziest ideas and see how well we can breathe through it. That's the first mission. Now there's a tool for everything. No, let's see, which one do I need? Use this one. Now a little strip like this. This is good enough. This I maybe. And then really make small folds. There we go. No, not this one. Textile glue. I should have gotten it, but maybe wood glue will do the same trick, but this is specifically for textile. So I got this. It's very thin, it's a bit sturdy. This one would do. So basically, this would fit. Easy. Now I'm going to put a small hole in the middle. It's a small hole. Put this on top. This ought to do it. I'm going to do a whole lot of this. I guess this will do. This will have to do. Yeah, a little bit more, just to be sure. It's not good enough. Now, really delicately. I think I've got it. It's not glued in properly just yet. More glue! More! Yeah! So basically I weighed it down a bit. It's dry, it's pretty solid already. I'm not sure how much, but it's all sealed outside, so that's good. I'm going to do the same with this, but there's no hole in here. I'm just going to put it on top here. Close it up on one side, hole in the other. Let's find out how difficult it is to breathe through this thing. Really easy. I don't have any trouble breathing through this whatsoever. So I might not even need to fold it. Yeah. So this is pretty easy to do. And this as well. I just made a different version. This is much easier to fabricate, so let's see how that works out, right? It takes a bit of effort, but it's more because of the air through the hole. But I think if I made two, you wouldn't have any trouble whatsoever. It's pretty sturdy too. Pretty strong stuff. So you might have noticed I bought one. And I already demolished it, of course. And I've been thinking, if I put the filter on instead of the snorkel, you might bump your head, it might break, and you might not notice. I don't think that's a very good idea. And besides, if you have a filter here, you might be more audible as well, because you need to be able to talk to each other. So I just think I'm gonna have to make a new design from this thing that's supposed to be fitting here with some rubber sealing here or something that can withstand some alcohol cleaning aids or anything, and then make two filters, one on this side and one on this side somehow, maybe a little bit inwards, I don't know. I'm gonna think this through. And I'm gonna have to take a picture of this thing because I don't have a scanner. I have to make pictures and draw it with Blender from images. So I'm gonna do that. Now here's another thought though. If the manufacturer would sell these with zero profit, you could buy them in the store for $6 or so. And I can hear the manufacturer say, "You're crazy, that's insane." However, there are going to be many more people, and especially in the healthcare industry and people who need to work in the stores, who will be buying these. Instead of the 100,000 that you sell a year, usually you might be selling 1,000,000 or 1,000,000,000 of these. I don't know. I have no clue. However, at the end of the coronavirus, at the end of it all, people might want to buy these as well for maybe $2 more or $1 more. But instead of the 100,000 you usually sell in the past years, you might be selling 1,000,000 of those. So increasing this with $1 profit or $2, you still will make a better profit than you ever did selling these in a combination of the two of them. So we would be helped out, and professional healthcare will be helped out with this, because they are really have to face some dangers right now, and that would be extremely helpful, I think. And actually, this is being done by many companies all the time, this type of business model. Like for instance selling printers cheap and then sell the ink cartridges at somewhat more expensive rate, or things like that. But that's my opinion. I don't know. What do you think, Ducky? Yep, he thinks so too. Yeah, so this is a preliminary design. I'll have to print it to see if it fits. We'll see. Let's make it blue too, like that. So I've got some clips here, and I'm gonna make a test print to see how it fits. And then, well, you've got these filters, and I'm a little bit in a, well, I'm still not sure what to do there. You could just press this over a conical shape. That would make a good seal, but the requirement would be that this hole would need to be perfectly circular, or you need to glue on some kind of rubber, like with a normal vacuum cleaner, and that would seal it. Or I can just make a ring like this with a ditch in it, how do you call that, crevice, and on the other side you press this edge into the paper, into this ridge, and then it would seal as well. I'm still in doubt about either of the two, so well, that's something I will have to test as well, I guess. I suppose if this would be a manufactured filter, you could use this conical shape and some rubber or whatever. But since I'm making it myself, I might not be able to make this nice circular thing here, because it's a small hole to cut out. It's difficult, but yeah, or maybe even go for both, as well as including a rubber seal or something. Well, I'll think about it. So this is how far I got today, and I'll be working throughout the weekend to see if I can make it work somehow. We'll see. Well, if any of you have suggestions, or if any of you have some design, then please let me know. And yeah, let's continue this throughout the weekend. And I usually don't ask. In this case I make an exception. Subscribe, hit the notification bell to remain updated on current developments, and you'll see me later.